when to do a one call close or when to do a two call close. If they've sent over their utility bill, well, now you have everything that you need in order to do a one call close. But the question is that the right decision? And it's not always the right decision. In fact, I would tell you that generally speaking, in the space of virtual, one call close is generally speaking not a good idea. People will feel pushed. They will feel bullied. They will feel, coerced into making a decision too quickly, and they're not going to like it. I have lost a couple deals to that myself. I kicked myself. I was like, God damn it, I knew better. I didn't take my own advice. I was too quick, and I went for the one call close. And the guy literally came back and told me he canceled like the day or two later. He canceled, and I asked why, and he straight up told me, he's like, I felt pressured. He just straight up told me. That's the worst thing you can do. Because now you spent all this time, put in all this work and all this effort just for him to cancel. And guys, once someone cancels, getting that deal back is almost impossible. It can be done, but it's so difficult. You can consider it almost a done deal. 1 out of 10, maybe 1 out of 10 you'll win back. The other 9 you will have lost. I don't want you guys to lose 9 out of 10 deals. That's a terrible feeling. It's so deflating. I want to set you guys up for the highest amount of success possible. So the question is when do I go, assuming they've sent over the utility bill, right? This only applies in that case. If they sent over the utility bill, which will happen probably a quarter of the time, a pretty decent amount of time, it doesn't necessarily mean you need to go for a one call close. So let's talk about one call close versus two call close. Assuming they've sent over the utility bill, you've already gone and you've created a proposal. So you've got everything you need to be able to do a one call close, but you should never make that decision until you've gone through at least the discovery questions at the bare minimum. You've gone through the discovery questions before you come to the determination of, should I do a one call close right now, or am I safer doing a two call close instead? Let me give you the criteria that I like to use in order to feel comfortable doing a one call close. So first of all, you're going to start at the discovery script regardless. You always start at the top, whether you're doing a one call close or a two call close. You never just skip ahead to the closing section ever, ever, ever. You always start at the top at the discovery. And I'll explain exactly why. And that's how the script is designed to work. It's designed to be read from the top under all circumstances, literally under all circumstances. You always start at the top. So you always start right here where it says appointment starts here. So you at the bare minimum want to get through these questions before you can even sort of make a determination. Should I go for the one call close? And that should be the rare exception. One call close will probably be a rare exception. Maybe like a third of the time will you do a one call close. I'm guessing 2/3 of the time you'll opt for a two call close. It's the much safer bet. And here's why. You want to determine I'm going to draw you the most basic example, a very extreme example, which will make it very clear in your mind. Here's an example of when you should do a one call close. You're going through these questions. Before I even get into that, let's say the type of guy you're talking to is the super analytical type. He's already received 5 other quotes. And all he's saying is, come on, Calvin, I just want to see the price. Just tell me what the price is. I'm ready to make a decision now. I've already gotten 5 other quotes. I just need to see the price and I'll make a decision today. Right? Super obvious example of, okay, one call close fits. Right? He's literally told me, I've seen multiple quotes. I already know about solar. You don't have to hold my hand. You don't have to walk me through the whole thing, the rigmarole. I just need to see the price and I'm ready to make a decision today. That would be a reasonable example to do a one call close. Now, let me give you the complete opposite end example. I'll paint you a picture, super black and white. You're talking to an old lady. She's 65 years old. She's never looked into solar ever in her life. This is the first time. She knows nothing about solar. You're totally holding her hand. She knows nothing, right? You have to explain everything as if it's the first time she's ever heard it. That would be a clear example of a two call close. Trying to go for a one call close with her is just premature. She's going to feel forced. She's going to most likely, right? I'm not saying nothing is 100%, but most likely she's going to feel forced. She's going to feel coerced. She's going to feel bullied. She might even say yes. She might even sign docs. That's what my guy did. He said yes. He signed docs. And then lo and behold, the next day he canceled everything. So just because they signed docs does not mean it's a go. They got 3 days to cancel. They have a 3-day right of rescission. So Those are the two extreme examples. Guy who's like, I know everything I need to know, just show me the price, versus little old lady, never seen solar a day in her life. She needs to know everything. Does that make sense? Two extreme examples. Okay. Now, how to determine which type of person am I dealing with here? For that, I got to start asking some questions. So I'm not going to make a decision until I've gotten started with the discovery script. So here's an example. I'm going to ask the question, is this your first time looking into solar? That's an obvious one, right? Because then they might say, no, I've already gotten 5 other quotes. I'm looking at them right now. I'm just trying to make a decision as to which one to go with. Okay, that tells me I should probably do a one call close. Or the little old lady. Nope, I've never done anything. I'm brand new. You're the first person I've talked to. Here's a next important question. Has any other solar company properly sized your system yet? Because we're trying to determine if they're getting other quotes, right? We're just simply asking them. They may tell us, no, you're the first person I've ever talked to. Okay, now I'm probably going to opt for a 2-call close. Okay, so that's what I'm saying. Before you get here, definitely don't make a decision. I would even encourage you to just keep going, right? You need to keep going. You don't need to make a decision all the way up until you get to here. So you get to do, and this is the end. Right now, we're just buttoning up the discovery call, right? We're getting the utility bill and we're setting the presentation appointment. So this is the end of discovery, right? Because discovery is over right here. So we can go all 99% through all of discovery before we have to make a decision. Should I do one or should I do a 2-call close right now? And that's why it says right here, here's the end, right? If I'm going to do a 1-call close, this is my moment of determination right here. If I am going to do a 1-call close because I'm talking to that guy who's like, no, I've already gotten a million quotes. I just need to see the price and I'm ready to make a decision today. Well, then right here, this tells you, okay, cool. 1-call close. Yep. Do it. Cool. Skip to the close. So skip all this, skip, and whoops, and come right here. Closing presentation. So now you're just going to pick up right here. You can probably skip this, right? Because this is not applicable. It's very rare. You're just going to go right here, right? To the close. Okay. And you're going to start right in with this story. The question is, well, but yeah, Peter, but why do I have to do all that stuff? Maybe the guy already knows all about solar. I don't care. And I'm going to tell you why it's super important to go through the entire discovery script anyway. And it comes down to the very basic fundamentals of sales right here. The sale is made here. The sale is made during problem awareness. Why? Because no one buys anything if they don't have a problem that they need fixed in the first place. Let me repeat that. No one's going to buy anything if they don't know that they even have a problem that they need a solution for. Nobody needs solar. Let me be very clear on this. Nobody needs solar. Solar is the most useless thing on the planet for 99% of homeowners. It's purely just a little luxury that saves them a little bit of money. And here's the proof to that point. Solar is the only home improvement that I can go and I can rip off of your house. I can show up to your house in the middle of the night and rip off all of your solar panels, and you wouldn't even fucking know they're missing. Right? You would have no idea. Your utility company would just start sending you power right away, but you wouldn't even know that the solar panels are missing from your roof. I can't steal your roof. I can't steal your HVAC. I can't steal your flooring and your windows. I can't steal those things. You'd know they're gone. Your house wouldn't function anymore, but your house functions just fine if I ripped the solar off in the middle of the night. So nobody needs solar. There's no urgency to go solar. So the question is how do I build urgency to want to buy solar? Because like I said, no one buys a product that they don't know that they have a problem in the first place that needs a solution. That's the only reason why anyone buys anything is because they've experienced a problem and they need to find a solution for it. That's why we buy things, period. And like I just said, nobody needs solar. And the sad reality of the fact is that most people don't even know that they have a problem when it comes to solar. The vast majority, even that guy that I told you, even the guy who says, I'm ready, I just need to see numbers, even he might not know that he needs solar. He just might be getting solar because he's like the analytical guy who wants to look like his neighbor and he wants the fancy dancy panels because, he's just, it's what he likes, right? But even he doesn't need solar. He just maybe wants it for some reason. That's not good enough. We need to get him to need solar. We need to get him to have urgency. And the only way to create urgency is by exacerbating the problem. I asked one of the sales coaches that I worked with. I've worked with a lot of different sales coaches. I remember early on in my sales career, I asked him the question, I go, how heavily should I create? How much of a problem should I be creating? His response, I want you to poke your finger into that bullet hole and swirl it around. That was his response, right? Because he's like, no one buys a solution to a problem that they don't, if they don't know that they have a problem in the first place. But the more of a problem they think they have, the more urgency that they will have in order to solve that problem. Think about the classic example of a middle-aged guy who's teetering on the edge of a heart attack. He's not going to stop eating bacon until his doctor tells him, hey, Mr. Roth, your blood levels are off the fucking charts. You're going to have a heart attack by next week if you don't cut saturated fats out. Only then does that guy, of course, I'm talking about myself. Only then does that guy, let's be honest, only then does that guy ever make an actual conscious decision, because suddenly he's presented with a life altering problem. And then he has all the urgency in the world to make a change. So you need to dip your finger into that bullet hole and swirl it around to exacerbate the pain until they feel that extremely high level of urgency in order to make that change. Now, why is it that in solar, people don't know they have a problem? Here's the problem with solar. No one knows they have a problem. Do any of you guys look at your power bill? I didn't. I didn't look at my power bill. I never looked at my power bill. Does anyone actually look at their power bill and compare it against last year's average?
No.
Zero. Nobody, right? So nobody knows they have a problem. They might think they have a problem. They might think, oh, I don't like how much my power bill is. But that's not this. We need this, right? We need real pain. And the only way to do that is to actually show them on paper, like how big their problem is. And that's why we have to show them with problem awareness and all of these tools that we use. We have to show them very clearly how much of a problem they're experiencing, because they are not naturally going to do that on their own, because no one looks at power bills. Certainly no one compares them year after year to see how much they've gone up every single year. So no one is experiencing this real problem. No one will do that naturally. Someone has to show them that. Someone like you or I has to actually show them how deep seated their problem really is. Only then can there be real urgency to actually find a solution to their problem. Does that make sense? Okay, so that's why the sale is made right here. The sale is made during the problem awareness phase. That's why a lot of people don't even call it the discovery script. They call it the problem script, because I want to drill in the focus in you guys' mind that no sale will be made until I can exhibit to this person just how deep-seated and deeply rooted this problem really is. Only then will they experience urgency to want to change it. So that's why we're going to go through problem awareness and really focus on that. Okay, so now once we've done that, then we're going to do a little bit of the elevator pitch just to kind of break up the monotony and to break up the pain. And then what do? Boom, we come right back to more problem awareness. I'm not done yet. Got to stick that finger in there and swirl it around. Right. So I'm focusing intently on the problem, because again, until I've shown them how bad the problem is, there's no reason for them to fix it. So that's why all the focus is on that. Now, once I've really sealed that urgency in, then I can move forward. Then I can get some details about their home, because now they're going to want to share that information with me because they want a solution. Now I'm going to tell them the gas station story. The gas station story is very, very important. This story is a very relatable way for them to understand inflation of power bills, because most people don't understand what a kilowatt hour is. Most people have never looked at their utility bill. They don't understand how it works. It's totally Chinese to them. But what they do understand is gasoline prices. Everyone knows that. It's super relatable, right? Everyone gets gas prices. Everyone has seen it gone up. It affects everybody's pocketbooks. So we all get it. So I try here to, in the form of a story, convey this pain in a way that will relate to everybody, which is gas prices. So that's why we do the gas station story. Now we can go into the pitch. Now that we've established real pain and real urgency, now I can show them the solution to the problem, because now they're going to want to listen to me. So now I go into my pitch. Now I can go in and safely maybe go for the close. So if I've come to this point and the person, I can feel that they've got a lot of pain, and they've told me, it's that guy example, right? That avatar, the guy's like, yeah, Peter, I get all that. I totally understand. Thank you for pointing that out to me. You're right. I do have a problem. I do want to solve this. Show me what kind of prices you're looking at here, and I'll make a decision right now. Cool. One call close. But if we're talking to the little old lady, this is her first time. Do not go for the one call. Just keep going. Set the presentation. You can do it even do it right here. You can do it for an hour later. Even a 1 hour break is better than no break, because during that 1 hour, what'll happen is when that little old lady gets back on the phone with you, even just an hour later, now it's her decision. It's no longer your decision. That's the big distinction here, is that if you don't get her off the phone and you let her stay on the phone, you might actually get her to sign the paperwork and you're going to feel like you just won, but she could cancel on you in a heartbeat, because the decision for her to go solar, she's going to feel like was yours and not hers. And everyone likes to shop, but no one likes to be sold, right? And here they're going to feel like they were sold. But if they took a break and had a little breather and they voluntarily got on the phone back with you, now it's their decision to get back on the phone, and all that pressure has been lifted because now it's their decision and not yours anymore. Does that make sense? So that's my rule of thumb. When do I do a 1 call close? When do I do a 2 call close? You don't ever make that decision until at the bare minimum, at the earliest, right here. That would be the earliest I would ever make that determination. But in reality, guys, if they've sent over that utility bill, go ahead and put it in, go ahead and get a proposal ready. Get ready as if you might do a 1 call close. So mentally prepare yourself that this might be a 1 call close. If I get the little old, if I get the, that analytical guy who's ready to close now, fine, you can go for the 1 call close. But if it's a little old lady, don't do it. Just do a 2 call close. And again, there's obviously nuance. There's obviously a gray area in between. Sometimes you're not going to get the super obvious example of the little old lady or the super analytical engineer guy. It could be somewhere right in the middle. And if it's somewhere in the middle, err to the side of 2 call close. That's the safer bet. Just do a 2 call close. This is how big of a deal the whole pressure thing is. We actually prefer not to book same day appointments with people because of the same thing. We found that when we book same day appointments, we had a much higher no-show rate because people felt pushed and they felt, they were coerced into some decision that was too soon for them. Even if you give them an hour or a day, it's way better. They'll feel like it was their decision and not yours. The important thing is that feeling of autonomy, knowing that it was their decision and not your decision.
Yeah. That's it, man. That's all I got. That's big. I mean,
that was great.
Yeah.
Cool.